Hi everybody, Joe here with you again, and I wanted to make a video today that a lot of people have been making recently, and I kind of like the idea, and I thought it would be fun to do. So I've seen a lot of people making these videos about the top 10 or top 15 rarest things I own, the things I own that nobody else in the vinyl community has. And I don't have everything in my collection cataloged on Discogs yet. I'm working on it, but it's a slow process. But I kind of took a look at, of the stuff I've cataloged, what's already on there. And I thought I would make a similar video. I'm going to do the top 15 things I own that seem to be rare in the vinyl community. And it'll be 15 plus an honorable mention. And the honorable mention is going to be this. This is a 7-inch I own by Mac McLaughlin, who is the frontman for Superchunk, and I almost said Supertramp. I always do that. And he's also the co-founder of Merge Records, which is a very well-known indie label. He has a solo album, which I also own on vinyl, that has this song, Box Batteries, but the flip side, Whatever Light, is exclusive to the 45. So looking at the list on Discogs, 127 people own this, including me. This is the only one on my list that more than 100 people own, but I wanted to just share this because it's numbered 500 copies. My copy is number 258, and I don't know, I just think numbered vinyl is cool, so that's my honorable mention. And also I thought it would be fun to just kind of say what the median sale price is on these items, and I think it's interesting that rarity doesn't necessarily correlate to value. So that one I just showed you was median sale price of $7 for that, and I paid just under that, if I recall correctly. I've had it for a couple of years now. All right, so to start the list proper at number 15, I wanted to show a 7-inch by a band called Bowling for Soup, and you may know them. They had a couple of big hits in the late 90s and early 2000s. 1985 is probably their most well-known song, but they've done tons. They've worked constantly since then. And they released an album a few years ago called Fishin' for Woos, which I own on both vinyl and CD. But they also put out a 7-inch, and this is the same cover art as the LP itself, but these are bonus tracks. These are 2 songs that didn't make the final album. And they are Evil All Over the World and My Girlfriend's an Alcoholic. And they're fun little songs. They're not, I understand why they didn't make the cut. This sells for $6.50 median price, and looks like 85 people, including me, own that. So I am a big film buff in addition to a music buff, and some of you may know I used to do a podcast for film, but it's been over for years now. One of my favorite scores of all time is Clash of the Titans, the original 1981 original by Lawrence Rosenthal. It was put out on a single LP and a single CD many years ago, and that's all we've been able to get for a long time, but a couple of years ago it was finally reissued in a double LP 180 gram reissue gatefold, and I just love this so much. This is something I've really wanted for someone to release for years. It sounds amazing. It looks like 79 people, counting me, own this, and the median sale price is $20.41. Oddly enough, the next item is also a film score that I never thought we'd get on vinyl. It is for the 16 millimeter 1960s, it's not even a B movie, it's a Z movie, by the great Hal Warren, a staple on Mystery Science Theater 3000. It is the soundtrack for Manos, The Hands of Fate. And this was issued in a couple of different versions. There was a red and black swirl vinyl, which is called like the Master vinyl, because the Master wore those colors in the movie. I got the slightly less common Torgo brown pressing, and it wasn't because I preferred this one, it was just the only one I got. The red and black sold out quickly, but because that other one was more popular, it makes this one, I think, a little rarer. So 53 people own this particular color. I think more own the red. And this sells for, on the average, $24.49. I was genuinely surprised not to see more people with this in the vinyl community, because I know a lot of the Japanese monster movie vinyl reissues get sold out very quickly. So this is a special order from Japan. If you're a sharp-eyed viewer, you may have seen this in the background. I keep it here beside my turntable. The Godzilla 7-inch single collection. And these are 9 picture sleeve 45 RPMs with the main scores, the main scores from many different Godzilla movies. And I would love to tell you which ones, but all the writing is in Japanese. And so some of them we can identify by the picture. It looks like Shin Godzilla here, and maybe Son of Godzilla, maybe Destroy All Monsters. I don't know. We got to dive into it and check it out. I still haven't spun these yet because I keep thinking I'm going to make a video about these. But yeah, I special ordered this from Japan, and I took the shrink wrap off. I've looked at it. I'm probably going to make a separate video about it, so we won't look at it too much now. But let's see. It looks like 48 people, including me, own this, and the average sale price of this is actually $114.68, right? $114.08. I didn't pay quite that much for it, but I didn't pay close to that much for it, actually, but the value is going up on it. So if you can grab a copy, if you're interested, do so, because it looks really fun, and I'm a huge, huge Godzilla fan. All right, number 11 won't be a surprise if you watched my last video. I talked about a grail that I'd been looking for years and finally found. It is David Wilcox, The Night Shift Watchman, released by Song of the Wood Records here in North Carolina. I did look this up afterwards. It looks like it was reissued on CD at some point, but very few people own that too. So this copy, when I bought it, it was advertised on Discogs as a near mint and autographed. So I paid a little bit more than the median price, which is, looks like, should have my glasses on, $16.97 for an LP. I paid more because it is near mint as opposed to, you know, the more common VG and autographed as well. So glad to have this, but only 46 people, including myself, own this on vinyl. All right, getting into the top 10 here. This is another 7-inch that goes back to my horror movie roots. And here in the town where I live, there is a movie theater that occasionally, pre-COVID anyway, used to show like midnight movies of classic horror films. And when they would do that, they would often have like local vendors come in and they would sell like their horror-themed wares. And I found this at a screening, and this is called Tales from Beyond the Pale. It is a read-along 45 that has, just like the old sets, you know, you have a record and you have a storybook that you can turn and read the page. And this is not, you know, something old. This is newly made. Just came out in the last year or two, and the vinyl is on this beautiful kind of, sorry if I keep bumping the microphone, it's this beautiful red and orange kind of swirl. And it's very cool, and I just happened to, you know, the company that presses these just happened to be a vendor at this particular screening. I can't even remember what film it was because I went to so many. It might be the night I saw The Shining. And let's see, this is the town that's not there. This is 38 people own this, and the median price is $20.07. And I paid much less than that for it at the time. So glad to have it. All right, next up, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm going to show 2 items that are related. As a horror fan, I'm a huge fan of the old TV series Dark Shadows, which you may remember was like a vampire-themed soap opera that ran in the 60s. And I know my mom was a real big fan of it when she was young. And there is an LP of the Dark Shadows music. I have it somewhere, a single LP release, and it's fine for what it is. It's not at all rare. But much rarer are these CDs. So on the left, or my left, but your right or something, this hand, the complete Dark Shadows soundtrack collection. It's every music cue from like all 1,000 episodes of the show. All of these are composed by Robert Colbert. And this is an 8 CD set with the slipcase. Each case has 2 discs in it. And some of these tracks are like 3 seconds long. It's, someone enters the room and it's 3 seconds. And some of them are 12 seconds. And some of the tracks are, 31 seconds. And a few are, longer. But it's like every note of music ever for that TV series. And I like to just throw this on like when I'm writing or, working on something. It's just very nice, kind of spooky music. I enjoy it. It's not, distracting. It's not discordant, but it's just really fun. And this particular set, let's see, 35 people own this. No, I'm sorry, 29 people own this. Median sale price is $39.83. And accompanying this is they made 2 feature films with the original cast for Dark Shadows, House of Dark Shadows and Night of Dark Shadows. I love this too. This is more of the same. It's very hammer horror type film. And let's see, 35 people own this, and the median price is $16.47. So those are my Dark Shadows semi-rarities, I guess. All right, number 8 is another 7-inch. This is from North Carolina singer-songwriter Peter Holzapple, who you may know from the DBs and his producing credits with many, many well-known bands. I bought this from him at a gig. He signed it for me, autographed. So this is, looking at my list, 30 people own this, and this is $3.58 median sale price. Great single here called Don't Mention the War, backed with Cinderella Style. Really, really good record. All right, off to another singer-songwriter here, and just like the David Wilcox record that I've talked about twice now, this is another songwriter who started on an indie label and then went on to bigger and better things, and so that first indie record is really hard to find now, but oddly, not very expensive. So I've had this copy for a long time. This is Moments by Pierce Pettis, who later went on to record for some of, I think it was some of the Windham Hill subsidiaries, if I remember, Hollywood Records, and I can't remember who all he's recorded with, honestly, but it's easy to find his CDs, but this never came out nationally. This was only kind of a little regional record, and you see it's had better days. It looks, I don't know if that's mice that bit it. It was like this when I got it. And the cover is kind of splitting, but the vinyl is perfect. You wouldn't think so looking at this kind of a beat-up cover. It is signed here, it looks like, to Michelle. Very nice record. Not at all expensive, even though it is quite rare. It looks like 26 people own this. Median sale price is only $10, which, he's not a household name, but for people who love that acoustic singer-songwriter music, you very well know who Pierce Pettis is. So good record if you could find it. He did re-record several of these songs on his major, or his bigger label albums. He was never on a major label, but on the bigger label albums. But like Grandmother's Song is on here. This version is all piano, but on the other record, it's on the Tinseltown album, it's all guitar. So it's just neat to have 2 versions to compare. All right, moving on, I have a 7-inch from an Austin, Texas-based singer-songwriter. This is Rachel Goldstar. She is also, in addition to this solo project, she is in a band with her husband called All in the Golden Afternoon. And I actually have one of their LPs, and it's rarer than this, but I couldn't lay my hands on it to make this video, so I went with this one instead. So this one is still plenty uncommon. 17 people own this. $5.99 is the median sale price. It has 2 tracks on side 1. It has Untitled Instrumental and Christmas Day, and a track called 14 Hours on the flip side. It's a nice kind of a clear vinyl, and it's a pretty good record. I like it. I like it a lot. I have not heard too much more of her stuff, but except for the stuff she does with her husband, with their band. And check out All in the Golden Afternoon if you can. I wish I could find my copy. It's somewhere, somewhere in this house. But they do shoegaze music, you know, which is not my typical genre, but it's kind of psychedelic, groovy, you know. I like it. I like it. It's different. All right, we're down to the top 5, and I'm excited for this. This is a variant of a record that is not particularly the original version of this album is not uncommon. It's not rare. It is Haunted Mansion, which I think a lot of us know from growing up. The Haunted Mansion, Disney. It's great, but this picture disc, this reissue picture disc, was originally sold in just like a clear plastic sleeve, just kind of like this, but clear. You know, no writing on it at all. It was sold just like this. But I have the die-cut version, which came in this little cardboard cover, and it seems to be much less common. And I didn't buy it for that reason. This was just the version I found. And only 14 people own this variant, and in fact, this version has never sold on Discogs, so I can't tell you what the value is of this, but the version that just comes like in a clear mylar sleeve like this, whoa, sounds. The versions that comes like this is much more common, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite kind of Halloween records to put on that time of year, though. Honestly, you can see the corner I have, where is it? It's reversed there. Over here, I have a mosaic that my girlfriend put up, which has Halloween pumpkins on it. We leave it up year round because we love that stuff. So this is number 5. And you're noticing a theme, I bet, on these more rare records that I have, because number 4 is another 7-inch that has a Halloween theme. This is a reading of Halloween in a Suburb and Other Poems by H.P. Lovecraft. And this is narrated by Andrew Lehman of the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. And what I like about this is limited to 25 copies this run, and by a weird coincidence, I happen to have number 1. And that wasn't intentional. I just bought it off their website. You know, they announced this has been issued before on other small runs with various colored vinyl. I think there was an 18 copy run they did, and then they did this 25 copy run. And so I happened to get copy number 1 of this run. It is another clear vinyl, and I definitely play this Halloween time at night. It's fun. So this is a cool little thing to have if you like scary poetry to listen to. Very well read and performed. All right, we're down to the last 3. Are you excited? I can feel it. I know you are. This is an album I'm really, really fond of. It just was released this year, and it is the debut album by North Carolina's Secret Monkey Weekend. And the album is called All the Time in the World. It is a family band. It's a man and his 2 daughters. And I will be completely transparent and say they're friends of mine. I've known Jeff for many years. This is their debut album. Jeff has released many albums on his own. He's one of North Carolina's great songwriters, Jefferson Hart. So check these guys out. Don't sleep on this record. It's great if you love that kind of jangly, beatly, melodic harmony pop, which I do. And currently right now, again, it's only been out a few weeks, but currently, counting my copy, there are 3 people on Discogs who own the CD, and I am the only person on Discogs who apparently owns the LP as well on this beautiful orange vinyl, which is just perfectly in keeping with the color scheme. If you look on my channel about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I made, just for fun, I didn't get paid to do it or anything, I made a promo video for the LP release of this album where I just kind of did a little montage and cut in audio taken directly from this LP. It was not. I did not use a digital source. It is the vinyl. So if you want to kind of scroll back, and I'll link to it up here if you want to check it out and just kind of hear what they sound like. You know, good friends of mine, and I really believe in this record and that band, and I hope you'll check it out. It's really cool. So that is my number 3. All right, I'm down to the top 2, and I could do these in either order because I am the only person on Discogs who apparently has either of these. So I just showed you a record a minute ago by the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society where they read a couple of poems. They also do these amazing audio dramas, and I have this one here. This is Rats in the Wall, and it's a full, like an hour-long radio production, and they go all out. They do it like full 1940s style with, you know, ads that would be in keeping with the time period, even though they're modern recordings. And, you know, these are cool. They have a lot of these on Discogs, but not this one for some reason, which happens to be the one I own. They've done like 12 or 15 of these, and a bunch of them are on Discogs, but this one isn't. So I can't tell you what it sold for last because it didn't, but Rats in the Wall, I have it. And what I really like about these is they go all out. They give you like props from the story in the CD. So if someone gets a telegram in the radio play, they will reproduce it here for you. And if somebody, you know, you can kind of solve the mystery. They give you like someone tore and tried to burn a letter, and here's like an actual printed on newspaper. It's an article or something about, you know, something that comes from the story, so you can follow along with what the characters are doing. I think it's great. It's so neat. And what do they have here? Is this oh, this is my receipt for where I bought it. But they even did the receipt so that it looks like a telegram, like an old-timey telegram. So they really go all out. It's great stuff. So these guys are fun. They also sell just digital downloads of these if you want to check these out. And they might even be on Spotify. I'm not sure. But I bought this one, and it's cool. They have, you know, they include all those cool documents. So I'm the only person to have this one, and I haven't put it on Discogs yet, so I'll have to do that. And now for the grand finale, here is another item that I am apparently the only person on Discogs to own. It is a live album by some band called Papa Do Run Run, and it's called On the Beach. And this is entirely a covers album, and the first half is all Beach Boys covers, and the second half are contemporary, are bands that are contemporary to the Beach Boys. So you have Nowhere Man by the Beatles, Crying, Do Wah Diddy, Proud Mary, Summertime Blues, Moni Moni, tracks like that. So this band is known, Papa Do Run Run. They have a website. They have like a bunch of albums out. For some reason, their other albums seem to be on Discogs. This one was not. And it's the only one I own. And I got this because I ordered, I think maybe when I ordered my Smile set, or one of my Beach Boys sets that I ordered, the seller just threw this in the box. I didn't order it. I didn't ask for it. I didn't know it was coming. He just kind of threw, oh, you like Beach Boys? Here, I'll throw this in for you. And I did listen to it, and it's definitely a cover band doing Beach Boys songs, if you're into that kind of thing. It didn't knock me out. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't knock me out. And am I going to listen to it again? I don't know. Probably not, because I can listen to the real Beach Boys if I feel so inclined. But it was cool to have it thrown in, and you know, it's not listed. So I went to their website, and they only offer this now as they sell, I think, 10 of their albums on a thumb drive you can buy for like $25 or $30. And this is one, but I guess they don't sell the CD anymore. So I don't know how rare it is or how in demand it is, but I got one. And again, it's never been listed on Discogs. I can't tell you what it sells for. So anyway, that is a trip through some of the rarer items I have in my music collection right now. And let me know what some of yours are. If you have done a video like this, I know many of you have, drop it in the comments. Let's check it out and kind of see what's going on. So thanks again for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and I will chat with you soon.